All right, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Shoot to Kill, 1947. I love this flick. Giving it 5 out of 5 stars. This is going to be another low budget Lippard film noir. It's got a lot of plot twists. And wait, is there a plot in this? Yeah, I guess there is. Has a happy ending. But all kinds of crazy corruption and disguises and surprises in this one. I loved it. Highly recommended. Check it out. A glorious black and white, of course. Shoot to Kill, also known as Police Reporter, is a 1947 U.S. film noir directed by William Burke and starring Robert Kent, Lana Walters, Edmund McDonald, and Russell Wade. Distributed by Screen Guild Productions. Production company Robert L. Lippert Productions. Release date March 15, 1947 in the U.S. Running time 64 minutes. Pursued by police cars, a fleeing motor vehicle crashes off the side of the road. So you've got the ending at the beginning here. Another cool reason to watch this movie. It's out of sequence, and it just occurs in the form of a flashback from the nice young lady Lana Walters' hospital bed. The survivor relates the events that precede the chase in flashback format. A former gangster is framed by a corrupt district attorney. With his wife and an investigative reporter, he gathers proof for his innocence in hopes of clearing his name. The New York Times panned the film, writing, "Screeching tires and the barking of guns are the chief sound effects in Shoot to Kill, an all-around amateurish job of movie making which found its way into the Rialto yesterday. An outfit called Screen Guild Productions is responsible for this dilly about an assistant district attorney who double crosses all his racketeer pals and winds up his career on a slab in the morgue. William Burke, as the director-producer, did not get anything resembling a performance, much less characterization, out of his players, chief of whom are Russell Wade, Susan Walters, Edmund McDonald, and Douglas Blackley. Gene Rogers appears on screen performing 2 of his own compositions, Ballad of the Bayou and Raja's Blues. The film score was provided by Daryl Kalker. Really cool film noir. Not well known. It gets a mediocre 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb. 47, 1 hour, 4 minutes. A woman apparently marries a corrupt deputy DA to get evidence that a certain criminal was framed for murder. We don't even know that he's a criminal until the end. So there's a double plot twist there, I guess. Here's a review from Sam Hill, 5215 on IMDb. The title of the review on IMDb is Corny But for Rogers. Sam Hill 5215 is given a much lower rating of a 3 out of 10. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. All right, here we go. The date of the review is October 11, 2009. This has to be one of the corniest noirs to hit the screen. For the most part, it was incomprehensible with the plot careening one way and then the other. Oh, we like that. The characters all spoke in a monotone, advancing whatever was discernible around the plot by announcing their motives and plans. The dialogue was made of one cliche after another, suitably punctuated for effect, such as when Laura Walters, that is, here credited as Susan, announces to her husband, Dixie Logan, "Even if you were framed, I know now that you're rotten." Emphasis on rot. Every character has his own agenda, her own agenda, and every character proceeds to implement it with gusto without a care for their safety. Allegiances are formed and dissolved at lightning speed. Nobody seems to be aware of the concept of loyalty. Without the score, the Weaver would be even more confused. Without the score, the viewer would be even more confused. At least it announced when something of interest was about to happen. If all this makes Shoot to Kill seem like a turkey, you wouldn't be far off the mark. It's so corny. It's actually kind of funny in a desperate sort of way. After a while, you begin to wonder what else they're going to throw in the mix, but it has its good points. There's a neat flat fist fight on a staircase, supposedly down 2 flights of stairs, although I suspect it was filmed on the same flight with the protagonist starting over the top. Along with the fists, so did the railings. And I begin to wonder whether it wouldn't collapse. On their budget, they'd have to keep the footage. Punches and slaps were thrown that seemed to connect, especially the one on Walters towards the end. She disappears off camera, falling down only to bounce back up, unperturbed, to deliver her memorable line quoted in the previous paragraph. The real revelation is pianist Gene Rogers, who appears 9 minutes, 30 seconds into the movie. Previously unknown to me, he was Magic, a god of boogie jazz. He plays 2 of his own compositions, Ballad of the Bayou and Raja's Blues, both unaccompanied pieces. Little research revealed that he was based in LA at the time the movie was shot, and he returned to New York, where he lived and worked the rest of his life. He died in '87, if for no other reason. See this film for Rogers. I agree. The pianist here is top notch. We like monotone dialogue on this. We're big fans of Lee Majors, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Barbara Bain. More like this timetable. Please Murder Me, Inner Sanctum, and Crime Doctor. I'm going to look all those up. Gangster Dixie Logan is framed by crooked DA Lawrence Dale. His wife secures a job as Dale's assistant, the better to find proof of the DA's dishonesty. She gets help from reporter Mitchell, who falls in love with her. Well, I just spoiled the ending. A newspaper man, a grafting politician, and a beautiful girl in a story of underworld revenge. The film's working title was Police Reporter. The car that rolls down the embankment in the opening scenes must have been a model car, because when it overturns, there is no apparent damage to the bodywork, as would have been the case had it been a real car. George Mitchell is quoted as saying, "I was having a little chat with Dixie Logan." Lawrence Dale replies, "What? But how could you?" George Mitchell replies, "Oh, it was easy. First he'd say something, then I'd say something." This was featured in Strange Days, 1995, Soundtrack's Ballad of the Bayou. Gene Rogers played his own compositions. Great music in this. Release date, March 15, 1947 in the U.S. Country of origin, U.S. Official site streaming on Ampop Films YouTube channel. I watched it on called Cinema Classics. It's got to be public domain because there's more than one version of this on the YouTube channel. On the YouTube channels, plural, I should say. And so I posted a link to the description for the Cult Cinema Classics version of this. Language English, also known as Police Reporter. Filming locations, Universal Studios 100 Universal City Plaza, Universal City, California, USA. Production company, Robert L. Lippert Productions. Runtime, 1 hour, 4 minutes. Perfect time. Color, this is in black and white, and the aspect ratio is 1.37 to 1. Nobody in the chat room again. Let's go down my list. F for Fake, 1973. Number 2, The Poverty of Loneliness, 2023. And number 3, The House Across the Lake, 1953. So there you have it. I'll try to get through 2 more, about halfway done today with my movie reviews. And it's only 4:30. I might be able to squeeze a couple more in. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And thanks for checking out my my movie reviews today. I'll try to squeeze some more in, and we'll try to update my list with some more noir, namely the 4 that I previously mentioned here under More Like This. Laters.